So all set and ready for the massive trip. Let's get going. Okay, so forgot to mention something very important. Anytime you go riding with a pillion and luggage, that is, we're talking about 60 kgs of pillion, and on top of that you have about 25 kilos or more of luggage. For the guys in the west, we're definitely going to be exceeding these numbers by at least 20%. Remember to go up on the preload of the rear shock. I've gone 3 or 4 notches. I've technically adjusted the sag for 120 kilos. And also have swapped the oil on my forks to a higher viscosity oil. Definitely higher viscosity than the stock one. I can't say, but the one that I've changed is changed to is a Mortal 20W oil, which is higher by 15 weight to the stock. But I don't really know if it is exactly the same in comparison to the fork oil that comes from the factory on the Himalayan, because each manufacturer has a different weight rating, and so there's very little meaning to comparing it. But also, and don't keep in mind that this is a heavy fork oil and stiffer suspension at the rear, so can't really say stiffer. Any which ways, the preload is higher. So yes, technically it is slightly stiffer. Keep in mind to do this so that you can take on bumps and potholes more comfortably. But if you were to do solo now, because of the altered sag settings and heavy viscosity of oil in the front, this bike will become more like a street bike. It will handle more like a street bike. Stiff suspension and willing to corner, willing to take on bumps, more like jumping bumps instead of, you know, soaking it really well. So if you want to do this to the stock motorcycle, keep in mind that you need to ride accordingly, hard and fast over bumps, and not go slow thinking that, you know, it'll be a plush ride. It's not going to be the case. Riding in India is extremely free flow, and now if you look at that, look at what you just, if you can see what I mean by that, and that's the Palar River. Congestion and free stretches. Nobody really knows why this happens. Two fellows on the road picking up a quarrel can lead to something like this, or a random idiot who parks his car half on the road and has just gone to sip tea. It can cause something like this. So it's Inga ukarlamangla? Ah, thank you. You ride so far from home only to be able to see all of this. That's brass tumbler and teacup. Tea is served in brass in all of Tamil Nadu. Tea and coffee for that matter. So we are technically nearing Arasu. This is where I met with the worst accident of my life. I mean, I really can't call it anything, because what's the point of calling it the worst accident when you, and everything, every little second that you ride on Indian roads could technically be your worst possible memory.
chain, as you can see, is all well lubed. It will dry up in another 200 kilometers, that I know for a fact. But one shot of chain lube, a generous shot, should last at least 500 kilometers. So the one thing about highway riding that I would like to talk to you guys about is the fact that you need to have a certain sense of calm and composure to be able to do this. No hurrying, no counting the kilometers. Like, see, I mean, we all do this when we start out on long highway tours. We all are about keeping an account of the kilometers, but then it's not the case. Hey, my biker buddy is all dressed up. So keep calm, keep munching miles, and have fun munching miles. Do not keep an account of how many kilometers have you done and how much more to go. I would want to give as a piece of advice to all of you is, no matter what machine you possess, kindly take breaks. You may not be as good as your machine. You might just think of yourself as somebody who has fantastic reflexes and would react to anything that could come your way at any point of time, but that's not the case. You sit on the saddle for long hours of time at a stretch, you become kind of stiff. Your body becomes stiff. It becomes less responsive to any sudden occurring sudden surprises on the road. So it's always good to take a break, to move, to flex a bit, and to test your joints as well. See if they are in good nick. Not just the bike, but yourself as well. I mean, yeah, it's important that you keep yourself fit to be able to take on this. Move your legs, try and feel your groin. See if you're good enough to continue. Anyways, that's the most important thing. You should be fit to be able to do a successful stretch.